All right, today we're going to talk about an organization called Women and Youth Advancement, Inc., or WOYA for short. They're taking on some really big stuff. We're talking financial justice and systemic exclusion. And their approach is pretty fascinating. It's this unique mix of mental wellness and, believe it or not, AI. So let's get into how they're pulling it off.
So let's start with a big question, right? How do you actually fight economic exclusion when the whole system just feels stuck? You know that feeling? It's this huge, overwhelming challenge, and that is exactly the problem that WOYA was created to solve. Okay, so before we can really dig into the how, we've got to get a handle on the what. And what we're really talking about here, at its very core, is the challenge of exclusion.
I mean, for a lot of women, youth, and folks in disabled communities, the path forward is just blocked. And we're not talking about a couple of hurdles here. We're talking about really deep systemic barriers, things like discrimination and economic exclusion that are built into the system. It makes getting financial stability or even just a sense of well-being feel almost impossible.
And this is where WOYA comes into the picture. They're not just trying to put a Band-Aid on the problem. No, they've come up with a whole new approach that's designed to completely dismantle those barriers from the ground up.
And the mission statement really says it all. They're a nonprofit, and their whole goal is to dismantle discrimination and economic exclusion. How? By advancing three really important things: financial justice, mental wellness, and access to opportunity. And I love that word advancing, right? It's not passive at all. It means they're actively pushing, moving things forward on all these fronts at the same time.
So that's the big idea. But you're probably wondering, okay, what does that actually look like in practice? Well, they have this really smart three-pronged approach to how they do it. It's a three-part strategy. First up, circles and mental wellness. Then they move into financial justice and work. And finally, they use what they call collaborative AI to tackle the bigger systems. You can see how it's all connected, right? It's a really holistic way of looking at the problem, where each piece builds on the last.
Let's look at that first pillar: circles and mental wellness. Now, this isn't what you might think of as traditional therapy. It's about creating these non-clinical support circles, basically safe spaces where people can heal, find their voice, and build resilience. It's all about community care. And honestly, this is the foundation for everything else they do. You've got to have this piece in place first.
Okay, so once you have that foundation of resilience, what's next? The second pillar is all about turning that into action. It's about helping women and youth go from feeling completely stuck to actually taking strategic steps forward. And they do this with real practical tools, specifically using AI-powered training to help people build small businesses and create their own income streams.
And I think their philosophy on AI is just so interesting. You know, there's so much fear out there about AI being the master, that it's going to take over everything. But WOYA's philosophy is the complete opposite. They see collaborative AI as just one of the tools in the toolbox, a really powerful one for sure, but still just a tool that can help level the playing field.
All right, so we've seen the mission and we've seen the method. But what actually fuels all this incredible work? Well, that's where you come in. We're going to talk about their campaign and how your impact can fuel their future.
So their big goal is $25,000. And that's not just a number they picked out of a hat. That's the amount they need to keep all these vital programs running and making an impact all the way into 2025 and 2026. It's about sustainability. But to get to that bigger goal, they've set a really crucial first milestone: $10,000.
And hitting this first target is a huge deal. It has a super specific, immediate impact. That $10,000 will directly fund the next wave of those mental wellness circles we just talked about, and it'll launch the next group of AI-powered trainings. It makes the whole thing feel really tangible, you know?
And you can see exactly how your gift fuels their work. When you support Pathways to Empowerment, you're directly funding that AI-powered small business training. If you give to the Beautiful Wings Project, that money goes straight to the non-clinical mental wellness circles. And supporting the collaborative AI group helps with that bigger picture, systems-level change. It's a really clear line from your gift to the work on the ground.
So if this is something that speaks to you, you might be asking, how can I help? Well, let's take a look at how you can take action today. They've made it super easy with 4 different ways to support them. You could give a one-time gift, which is amazing, or you could become a monthly ally that really helps them plan for the long term. Even something as simple as sharing the fundraiser link with just 3 friends makes a huge difference. And hey, if you're part of an organization, you could even invite them to partner up. There's really something for everyone.
I want to leave you with this one last thought from them because it just perfectly captures how big their vision is. They're focused on bringing grassroots voices into rooms where finance, climate, displacement, and technology are being shaped. Think about that. This isn't just about helping individuals, as important as that is. It's about changing the system. It's about making sure the people most affected by these huge decisions actually have a voice in making them. It's about giving everyone a seat at the table.